right, welcome back to the Attack the Rack YouTube channel. This is the Attack the Rack podcast with myself, Big Mo, and Trent. Hey, if you have not yet subscribed to our YouTube channel, please take one half a second, click subscribe. It is free and free for you, but does a ton in regards to helping us grow our channel and getting our content out into the universe. Please also like the video here. Please also, leave us a comment and share it with a friend. Also, would love to know, would it be much more easier for our viewers if we were to start uploading these audio version to you know, um, Apple Podcasts and Spotify so you can listen rather than having to pull it up on YouTube and watch? That's something that I've definitely been intrigued by doing. I know for me personally, fellas, when I'm driving around in my car, it's much easier to listen to a podcast. You can listen to the podcast via YouTube, but then you got to pull up YouTube on your phone and you got to have the video playing on your phone rather than just going to Apple Podcasts and click and play. And then it's like kind of in the background on your phone. So Uh, something that we definitely need to investigate doing a little bit. Another thing, guys and viewers out there, we have just put out the latest Sammy Go Blue interview. He interviewed the great Coach Steve Hawkins. Coach Steve Hawkins is currently an associate head coach at Southern Illinois University. He was a longtime head coach here in West Michigan at Western Michigan University in Kalamazoo. What a phenomenal conversation Sammy Go Blue and Steve Hawkins had. Steve Hawkins has been coaching basketball since the 70s. He's from Los Angeles, has a ton of connections in the game of basketball, including with the late, great John Wooden. Had some great stories to talk about in regards to John Wooden. Also, Dennis Rodman's story. The guy is just an incredible storyteller, incredible coach, um, and it's just a great interview to watch and listen to.
And even a better person.
Yeah, and even a better person. That's right, Big Mo. And Big Mo, I think have you met Coach Hawkins before?
Yeah, actually, I think me and Sammy Go Blue might have went and watched a practice when he was still at Western a little bit or something like that. And I have met him through the coaching ranks here and there.
Yeah, in the video in the interview, Sammy Go Blue talks about when he went to a practice, and it was about and Coach Hawkins was going over the Memphis offense. But Sammy Go Blue said he went with Coach um, Rodriguez, who
Oh,
was.
maybe that's his connection.
But well, why would he went? I wonder if he went. I wonder if that had to have been when Coach Rodriguez was still going to school at Western.
Maybe
Because I remember when I was coaching with you at Fenville, we installed the Memphis offense.
or tried.
Yeah, yeah,
Not a fan, but hey, what are you going to do?
yeah. So I wonder if maybe Coach Rodriguez being a student at Western maybe was the connection, but maybe you and Sammy went to that.
No, I mean, yeah, well,
I don't know.
there's no way I'm going to remember that.
Yeah. But anyway, great conversation, incredible stories. One involving Dennis Rodman and Madonna. I mean, it's just very, very great conversation, very entertaining.
You're saying you should tune in and take
Mhm.
a listen.
Yeah, if you're a basketball junkie, you don't want to miss out on that interview.
Yeah.
So huge thanks too for Sammy Go Blue for putting together another high profile interview. I need to get back in contact with Ref Rob because he was going to do an interview, and his schedule is just so crazy. Now I'm sure he's super busy doing AAU, but I don't know if you guys saw this. He went to the Barstool Chicago headquarters and did I think he was on the Mostly Sports podcast or the Mark Titus show, one of those. So he hung out at the Barstool offices. So hopefully he's not getting too big out now that the little guys like us can't get him.
He's super popular now.
Yeah, yeah.
Might have missed your opportunity, Kurt. You might have
I
missed your
know.
opportunity.
But oh man, I love that guy's videos. They're just hilarious and informative too, and real. You know, the clips of him officiating and dealing with the kids and the coaches. So,
Yeah, I saw they did like they did like a segment where it was like, "Is this a foul?" And then they like describe an entire situation, and then
oh
or a
really?
tech or like if there was like, "Is this a technical?" And then they had to go through a whole segment, and he would determine if it was a tech or not.
Yeah, he's linked up with Hoop Edits, who does all the videos for him, and does a really great job. So,
Yeah.
all right, fellas. Well, it is Saturday morning with that Sammy Go Blue interview coming out today. We'll put this podcast out tomorrow on Sunday. Um, Thursday night, fellas, Pistons game. It was game 6 at Little Caesars Arena. Pistons lost, ending that series 4-2. What do you guys think about the Pistons Knicks series?
Mm, I don't know. It was a weird series because the Pistons are kind of hard to watch, and then you got Brunson and Karl Anthony Towns, who are probably two of the most disliked people, uh,
Players, Trent. We don't know how they
players,
are as people.
probably the same as they are as a player.
Even better, people.
uh, I don't know. It was. I just try to remind myself that the Pistons are still really young and they haven't really been there before because they just like would score for. They would go some stretches of scoring every possession, and then they would go on a dry spell for like 4 or 5 minutes of nothing. Um, Lots of turnovers. Sometimes they don't play defense. I don't know. It
Yeah.
was just kind of hard to watch. And I know Cade's our guy, but I think he's got to be more takeover mode, and I think he needs to develop a 3-point shot because I don't know if he made any all the whole series. He was 0 for 8 the other night. So I mean, it was
Probably,
a good series,
player,
but
probably one player away from being a playoff um, real contender
yeah,
or championship contender, probably.
at least to compete a little bit better.
Could, could,
Look,
could that, could that one player be Jay Nivey, who they were without due to injury?
Could be.
Might have made a difference.
I heard we're getting Devin Booker,
Yeah, we'll see.
so we'll see about that. But
that
yeah,
would
I don't
be
know.
that'd be a good addition because I think Cade is more of a facilitator type guy. Like I
Yeah,
think he's got to be a better. Either you got to find another scorer, or you got to find he's got to become more clutch
yeah,
when they need a bucket. Um, but again, then again, you take away that game 3 or 4 where the foul.
Yeah.
Probably, I mean, you probably win that one, and it changes that whole series a little bit.
yeah. Also, kind of sad for Detroit fans because they didn't win a single game at home in the whole series, which is kind of frustrating as well. Kind of feel bad for people who pay all the money to go watch them, but especially because there hasn't been a home playoff game since who knows when. Probably
Oh,
uh,
8, I think.
08.
Oh, no, no, no. That's the last time they won a playoff game. Yeah, it's been a while.
It's been a while, but yeah, it's kind of crappy that we couldn't win a home game. Like
Well,
even if we win one, at least we get to a game 7.
I mean, I think there was really only one of those 4 losses. It was, can't remember what game it was. They won the first, or they lost the first, won the second. Might have been game 3. Really, the only game they really had no business winning. Their other 3 losses, they had double-digit leads in the second half, or in the game 6, what was it, 7 points with two something left, and they blew it.
Yeah, something like that.
So they blew big leads or a 7 point lead with not much time left in 3 of those 4 losses. Throw in the no call on the Tim Hardaway three in the corner.
Yeah.
I mean, you're
Yeah.
looking at a completely different
That's
outcome.
why I think they're close, but I
Yeah.
do think they're just one
Yeah.
player, one big player away from really being a championship contender.
Yeah. And we can't go 9 for 34 in elimination game from three.
The
And
other,
you got to give Brunson some credit.
oh,
That those last couple of buckets he had were those
Yeah.
are clutch. Those are clutch, and as much as he's tough to watch,
yeah.
he
Very good.
he was clutch
Yeah.
when he needed to be.
And we held Towns to 10, so it's like we kind of did. You did half the part of
Yep.
stopping one of the mains, but now that I'm looking at their box score, they had uh, Bridges 25,
Yeah.
and OG had 20, Brunson 40, Josh Hart 13, and then they only played 8. I don't know, because there was like stretches in the third where we would always come back because it felt like we were kind of wearing them down a little bit because their bench isn't deep at all. So it felt like we were kind of wearing them down and they were getting tired, but we just could not close out fourth quarters. And
The last play of the game just kind of signifies the clutch or the closing out because that should have been a great wide open three
yeah,
by your best shooter.
for the guy who hit like 6.
Yeah,
Yeah, he hit 6. He was
yeah.
6 to 13.
So you can't. I mean, it's again, they're close, and it's as a Detroit fan, it's obviously it's nice that they're at least competitive and they're in the playoffs and they play hard. I feel like they play the right way, but sometimes it's a little bit ugly, which is okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, they had not only, obviously in game 6, they had a sideline or they had a inbound from sideline with what was there still 4-ish seconds left, 5 seconds left.
yeah,
Opportunity to get a three to tie it. They throw it out of bounds. One of the other earlier games, they were down by 2, not a ton of time left, maybe less than 2 seconds, had to go 3/4 of the court, but their sideline play, they just threw it, out of bounds on the other sideline.
yeah.
So two huge turnovers in clutch situations.
Well,
And we turn the ball over on a baseline out of bounds again. We try to throw it over the top to the elbow, and it gets stolen. And I don't know how many times we've turned over a baseline out of bounds play in that series, but that was like, come on, fellas, because you could try to score out of a baseline out of bounds. That'd be nice instead of just try to get it in. But we couldn't even do that.
what was it the third game where the officials missed that like over and back call?
Uh,
Where it gives
yeah.
us another chance to maybe win a game.
Was that the same game as the Hardaway thing, or no?
No,
No, I think
Hardaway
Hardaway was game 4, wasn't it?
was a game. Yeah, it was game 4. Yep.
Yeah, because the backcourt was. Yeah, that was a weird one too. I
That
forgot
was,
about
yeah, that
that.
was,
I don't know. You never know with the officials.
there was a part during that, when they blew that 7-point lead in the last couple minutes Thursday night, they had a horrible turnover. Carl Anthony Towns gets a steal. Terrible turnover, terrible pass. He goes down. They follow him on the layup, goes to the line, only makes one of two, misses the second, but then they get the offensive rebound and score. I mean, that stuff cannot happen. You got to do a way better job closing out games like than that.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, it was just like some little hustle plays and some little stuff that, like a missed box out or just that little stuff, just added up a little bit too much, I think.
Yeah. Well, the nice thing is, I mean, shout out to the Pistons though. Biggest turnaround in NBA history from one season to the next. That's pretty incredible. Obviously, they're going to have Jade and Ivy coming back next year. Seems like they've got a good coach now.
Yeah.
They got some really good young players. If that nucleus can stay together and maybe add another piece, obviously like a Devin Booker, which is, I don't know how accurate those rumors are. Where are you hearing that, trend? I'm just seeing it, people tweeting it. I don't know if I haven't seen it from a credible source yet.
Well, I think contract's up. I
Yeah.
just think in my head, contract's up. He's a Grand Rapids guy.
And I'm sure he wants to get out of Phoenix.
Yeah, he's been there. I feel like he's been there long enough, and hasn't nothing's really come from it. I think he just loves Michigan sports
Okay.
because he's always. I mean, he was seen wearing like a Griffins jersey
Oh, okay.
at like a restaurant or something. I just think he's a Michigan guy, so I think he wants to, and I think Detroit probably wants him as well. So I think there's a mix of a little bit of both. I don't know what we would have to give up to kind of bring him in, but
Well, if he's a free agent,
yeah, but I'd be willing to give up like Hardaway and a couple other guys so he can,
get his money.
yeah, yeah, especially Hardaway going 1 for 6 and scoring 7 points in 34 minutes.
All right. Anything else Pistons wise?
No, solid season.
Yeah.
Wish they were
Um,
easier to watch on TV during the regular season, but
yeah.
that is what it is.
Other playoff news, the Lakers have been defeated. The 3 seed Lakers get knocked off by the 6 seed Timberwolves 4-1. Uh, you hate to see it, don't you?
Not my goat.
Oh, he's just unbearable to watch.
Yeah, yeah, not my goat.
Uh,
That's for sure. Yeah, I mean Anthony Edwards is he needs to he needs a little bit more credit for what he's done in the playoffs the last couple of years because he took out the Suns last year with KD and them, and now he took out LeBron. So I just like that he doesn't back down. Is he probably the greatest role model for NBA kids? Probably not, but dude can play some basketball, that's for sure.
Well, and now they're talking, well, will he leave LA now? And go
Mm,
somewhere else. I think he's kind of stuck in LA because of the Bronny situation.
yeah,
If he leaves, well, I'm sure the Lakers are going to let Bronny go, or
for sure.
or if he goes somewhere, he's going to make a stipulation that you have to take Bronny. And I don't know why anyone at this juncture would do that.
Yeah, I saw some guy pulling for LeBron to go to Dallas.
Oh, and get reunited with AD
AD and Kyrie,
and Kyrie. Yeah.
but that would be the some guy I saw the comment on it. He said that was the all retirement team, LeBron, AD, and Kyrie together. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know how many years LeBron's got left.
When I watch him play, like I said, it's unbearable to watch because every time he gets bumped, he falls to the ground like he's dead and lays there. And um,
Like when he ran into DiVincenzo.
yes, that was crazy.
It's got a sprained MCL, so
Oh,
it wasn't
I think
faking.
it's a sprained EGO.
yeah, yeah.
Well, that's a new tendon. I haven't heard of that tendon.
Yeah, it's in the heart, in the soul.
Ouch.
It's
Ouch.
deep. It's deep in there.
I mean, but outside of that, when you watch the guy play, I feel like he's still one of the best players in the league and still has the talent to win a championship. But I mean, last year playing with AD, this year with Luca, the talent he's had around him has definitely been sufficient to win a championship. I mean, granted, he won it in the bubble. That was like a glorified AAU tournament, so we're not counting that.
Love that comparison.
I mean, he's 2-12 in his last 14 playoff games. So I'm starting to think, no, I don't think he can win another championship, no matter who he's playing with.
No, no, especially when AD at least played some defense. I thought Luca doesn't play defense. So in LeBron in a half court, he only does chase down blocks. He doesn't really like to play half court defense or rotate on the backside because they'll just blame somebody else for a breakdown and giving up a layup. But
sometimes he doesn't even get back on defense.
I know. Yeah. I'm glad they lost.
Yeah, me too.
Get him out of here.
All right. Well, so Timberwolves advance in the West. Thunder sweep the Grizzlies. No surprise there. They advance. The Thunder are waiting on the winner of the Nuggets and the Clippers. That series is tied at 3, so that'll be game 7 tonight. And then the Timberwolves are awaiting the winner of the Rockets and the Warriors. That game seven will be tomorrow night. In the East, we've already got second round matchup set. Cavaliers, number one seed versus the four seed Pacers. Game one tomorrow at 6 p.m. And then in the other Eastern Conference semi is the
Celtics.
Celtics and the Knicks, two seed versus three seed. Um,
That's gonna be a gentleman's sweep,
what's the gentleman's sweep?
4-1.
4-1? Okay.
Yeah, it's like, hey, we'll give you one. Also, Kawhi Leonard's been a dog for the Clippers this series.
Yeah, who do you think is going to win that one?
I don't know. I
Yeah. It's at Clippers, but I don't know how much of a home court they really have, advantage they really have.
No, it's at Denver.
Yeah, Denver, the high seed.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Sorry. You're right. My bad.
Yeah, I think it depends if Jokic. I don't know. It's weird because it's two different. Like Nuggets play through Jokic, and then Clippers play through Harden and Kawhi. So it's kind of two different styles.
Yeah.
Kawhi's been very good in the playoffs.
I bet Joker goes off tonight. Just has like a triple double type game.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, probably.
I'd like to see the Nuggets win.
Yeah, I agree.
And I really, in the other series, I really don't want the Warriors to win. I'd love to see the Rockets win. Um, that game is in Houston.
Yeah, Gold State lost at home last night, didn't they?
Yeah. Yep. So,
Playoff basketball. The only time you can watch the NBA.
yeah, yeah, exactly.
And that's still hard sometimes.
Some of it is. I mean, that Thunder Grizzlies series was brutal.
So
Um,
was the Heat, Cavs.
yes. Oh,
Yeah,
terrible.
that one game was like a 50 ball in the third quarter.
Yeah. The 50-point win the Grizzlies had, that was 50 at halftime already. Or, I'm sorry, the Thunder had over the Grizzlies.
That's
Oh.
bad.
All right, guys. Anything else NBA playoff wise?
Nope.
All right. How about those Tigers too, by the way? They won again last night, right?
Yeah, they're
21 wins, best record in the AL, top three record in Major League Baseball, I think.
not
Well,
bad.
isn't it the most wins for them in May or April or
Yeah, I
start of
think
the
you're
season
right.
or something like that?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think it was their best start or second best start in because in '85 they started out like 35-5 or something like that. So
yeah. And my least favorite Tiger is trying to change my mind.
yeah, yeah, he's been doing
Uh,
good.
Javier Baez.
Yeah.
They decided to put him in center field this year, and somehow he's one of the best center fielders in baseball. So yeah, I
And
think when Baez hits for 300, we're not too bad.
it's nice to see Torque having a great season.
Yep, he's got 9 home runs this year.
Yeah. After, last season I mean he came out a little bit late, but he had a really, really bad season last year. Did they move him down last year for a minute too?
Yeah,
Gee.
yep,
Um yeah, well how awesome is it? You got the Pistons in the playoffs, the Lions obviously made the playoffs, they're good. The Tigers made the playoffs last October. All three of them in a 6-month span playing playoff action. We just got to get the Red Wings back on track, and they're kind of getting there, I think.
yeah.
We could be looking at the best sports town in America.
That'd be sweet. Yeah, because the NHL playoffs have been sweet this year.
Yeah, that's what I've been hearing.
They've been getting after it.
Yeah.
The overs hit all the time too. So if you need some free
Oh,
coin, just take the over
I think you always got to bet the over, don't you?
every time. Yeah, especially in hockey.
All right. Anything else before we get to the top three, fellas?
Nope.
You know what? WNBA preseason last night, Kurt.
Yeah, yes.
All right, I'm
Um,
gonna go to the bathroom real quick. I'll be back in a little bit.
I didn't know that. And I think the Fever, are they playing was it Monday maybe?
They're playing at Iowa on Monday. Is that the
Yeah,
Iowa game?
yeah, but are they playing
They're
again?
they're hosting a game in Iowa or something like
They're
that.
hosting it. I think they're
What?
playing Brazil maybe or something. Is that right? Or is that
Yeah,
another team?
maybe. Well, Brazil played Chicago last night
Okay, that's what I
at,
was
at LSU.
okay. Okay,
Uh,
that's what I was thinking. I'm not sure who the Fever are playing.
yeah, I don't know. I can't remember who it is. I just know it's at Iowa. It's a little.
Yeah.
Although Big Mo, I did see the Paige Becker's highlights.
Yeah,
She,
I mean they got beat by 25,
I
but
know, but she might be just fine.
yeah, yeah, oh, definitely, definitely.
She might be one of the better.
I don't know what else. Dallas had like one of the best scorers last year. I don't know if she's still on that team or not.
Okay.
I only watched a little bit. I tuned in after halftime, and they were already down by 20.
Yeah, I don't think the team's very good, but I think
Yeah, she'll be okay. I
she'll
know they
be.
obviously they played Vegas last night, who was obviously
That's true.
really really good.
Yeah.
Hey, the Fever do play Brazil,
Yeah, they do. You're right.
and that's at 4 o'clock on a. Oh, that's tomorrow on Sunday. Okay,
Yeah.
So they're playing at Iowa
against.
gym.
Yes, playing at Iowa, the Hawkeye.
That place is gonna be packed.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Caitlin Clark's back in the gym at Iowa.
And she's got a squad this year. She's got some ballers behind her, so it'll be interesting
Yeah,
to see.
and she hit the weight room in the off season because she's yoked.
Yoked. Yeah, they got a shot this year, I think, of winning it all.
Should we place our bets already or what?
I
Oh,
wonder
what's the
what's
yeah,
the
what's
preseason future bet
yeah.
That's a good question. Let me find out for you.
if they even do that. The WNBA.
I'm sure they do.
Yeah, I'm sure they do.
Title 9
Because they know Dave Portnoy will place a bet, so
plus 360. Not great.
huh. Who's the number one odds?
Uh,
Vegas.
New York Liberty
Ooh,
plus 240. Las Vegas Aces plus 340. Indiana Fever
wow.
Okay.
and Minnesota Lynx. And then it jumps to 16 to 1 after that.
Yeah.
So
All right, well maybe we should think about pulling some money together and placing a bet on the Fever.
yeah, but it's not great value for having to sit around and wait for 6 months.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, for sure.
What's Chicago's because Angel Reese is about to have a breakout year.
No,
If she
she's not.
plays, if
I'll
she
pay.
plays.
I'll pay you the payout if the Chicago Sky win, and that's 90 to 1.
Ooh. Yeah,
Because Angel
she
Reese,
did have a
Angel
double
Reese,
double last night, 15 and 10 guys.
I thought she was going to sit out to get paid more.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the thing. She might.
they're still working on the CBA. Give them some time.
She's going to be sitting out for a while because the WNBA needs to profit before they get paid more. I think.
And and that's probably just not, unfortunately, going to happen.
No,
Just take it from the NBA. Don't worry about it.
I think the NBA already funds the WNBA.
They do, and I think the owners are getting a little bit frustrated because they're not getting a return on their investment.
I don't blame them.
Yeah, I mean,
We'll see.
if you can't turn a profit with what you had last year, I don't know how you ever are.
Yeah,
I mean, I guess it's a little bit. I mean, it's hard to tell what it really is because we see Caitlin Clark and we see her in the packed arenas. And so maybe it seems like it's going better than what it really is because, none of the other teams have that, they play in
true.
front of what, 5,000, 8,000. That they're not.
Yeah, and you never see the attendance of the Tuesday night Seattle Storm versus
Yeah.
some random
Yeah.
other team where there's 150 people there.
Yeah. But maybe, now having another player like Paige Beckers and I mean, who knows if Juju's ever, I mean, she's probably now, 2 years away from the WNBA now with her ACL tear.
Yeah,
Um, well, I think maybe she would be anyway. Don't you have to play? You got to be out of high school 4 years to play in the WNBA, I believe.
is that
So,
you got to stay for the whole time.
yeah. So either way, we wouldn't see her for another couple of years, and who knows how she's going to recover from that ACL injury.
Yeah.
You're going to still need another, you know, 3 or 4 more players like that, I think, spread out across the league to get it profitable, I would think.
Yeah. You probably need one of those like big time matchups almost
Yeah.
more often than not.
Yeah.
Probably majority of the games you need to have someone that's kind of a superstar,
Yeah.
I guess. Because I guess you look at the NBA, each team does have a couple guys that it's like they're very good, so I'm gonna watch.
Right. All right. Well, we obviously we had a bunch of views on our WNBA content last summer, so we'll see if we can match that again.
I was just bringing up it was preseason. You guys turned it into a whole conversation.
Well, it's fun to talk about. All right, top three, fellas. Trent, get that wheel going while I announce the top three. We're going today. Top three most important position in a team sport. Top three most important positions in team sports.
All right. Spin that wheel.
What do we got? What do we got?
Oh, that's close. Myself.
Oh,
Oh,
congratulations, Trent.
questionable.
Let's
Questionable.
go. I'm gonna go number one.
All right.
And oh, that's close too. Big Mo.
I'll take number two.
All right. I'll go last.
All right. With the number one pick in the draft, I'm gonna go with a football quarterback.
Ooh,
Yes.
easy call there.
Yes. That would probably be everyone's number one. It was on my list.
Pick number two. Here we go. I'm gonna go the pitcher, starting pitcher in baseball.
Starting pitcher. All right. Good one. I will go the goalie and pick your sport, soccer.
Oh, I know it's you go sport by sport, Kurt. Come on.
Okay. I'm gonna go soccer goalie.
Okay, nice,
Or
nice.
as it's called everywhere else outside of America, football goalie.
Football.
Or goalkeeper. Actually, I don't know what we call it goalie in America. I'm not sure what they call it. Keeper?
It would be a goalkeeper.
Yep.
Goalkeeper. Okay.
You got
Oh,
the
and
you got
then,
the next pick, Kurt. Yeah, it's you
yep.
again.
Hey, I'm gonna go in baseball, your leadoff hitter.
Ooh.
Leadoff hitter in baseball.
You have stats that will back that up, Kurt?
No, I don't, but I think it's very important that that leadoff hitter gets on base.
Because I'm just thinking if you got a guy who hits 50 home runs, you're pretty darn good usually too.
Yeah, true.
But I'll go next. I'm gonna take. I'm gonna go point guard in basketball.
Yep.
I think in every level, if you don't have a guy who can handle the ball, you're probably in trouble.
Good point.
I like that.
Guy who can facilitate.
Back to back. Let's go with a hockey goalie.
All right.
Because if not, you're getting scored on all the time.
Like it.
And then give me a baseball catcher.
Yeah, that was gonna be my next one, Trent.
Because if you don't got a guy that's catching back there, then it looks like kid pitch, little league baseball.
Yeah, and a catcher is kind of like the point guard on a basketball team. They kind of control everything. That's why they say catchers can make great managers.
Interesting.
All right, Big Mo, you're
Yeah. I'm debating here, but I'm going to go the offensive tackle in football. Someone's got to protect that blind side of the quarterback.
good one. I did not have that.
Oh, the big shout, the big fellas.
Yep. Yeah, the big hogs.
Let's go.
All right, this will be the last one, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Man, I really wanted to take a catcher, Trent. I'm gonna go closer in baseball.
Like that. I like that.
What are some other ones you guys had?
I think soccer, the center fielder, midfielder, center midfielder,
Yeah.
the one who plays
Offensive
offense and
defense.
defense. That's probably I probably would have. That would be up there, and I think that's important. At least in the little bit of soccer I've watched.
Kind of another position you could compare to the point guard in basketball, kind of controls things.
Yeah.
Yep.
Got to be a leader.
Yep. Does a golf caddy count?
Sure.
Ooh.
They're a team, right? They're a duo, but that's a team.
Yeah, it's not like I guess position as job position,
Yeah.
but in the field,
Yeah. Yeah. Support.
you're not playing,
Lots of support by those guys.
but they know the course through and through.
Yeah.
Could be debatable.
How about a setter in volleyball, Kurt?
Oh, I wouldn't know, but that
Yeah, another kind of point guardish position,
okay.
Yeah.
setting up her teammates, their teammates.
Yeah,
I had a shortstop.
I like that.
Yeah, you got to be strong through the middle. They say, right?
Yep. Right up the middle. Shortstop, second baseman, center fielder. Got to be strong. The only other one I had two, and I want to get your take on one of them, Big Mo, but I did have running back in football. For those short yardage situations. Plus, to be able to control the clock, you need to be able to run the ball. You got to be able to establish the run to set up the pass. So I went with running back. But Big Mo, I know you're a former defensive coordinator. I was wondering what the most important position on the defensive side of the ball is, and my amateur football X's and O's knowledge brain went linebacker. When I watch football, I feel like kind of the linebacker is kind of the point guard of the defense. Is that accurate or no?
Yeah, I mean, I think it depends a little bit. I do think that's probably the teams that are probably most successful usually have a really good linebacking corp. Think about the Steelers defense over a long period of time. So I do think you see some like DBs who play that hybrid role. Who am I thinking like with the Baltimore Ravens?
Ray Lewis,
Well, Ray was pretty good, but they had a DB as well.
Ed
Ed
Reed?
Reed.
Ed Reed, was it the Steelers?
Yeah, Troy
Polamalu, yes. So I think sometimes the DBs, especially in today's age, have been a little bit more hybrid, so they can kind of be important as well. But I think growing up for me, the linebacker was always the key piece.
Yeah, that was the last one I had was middle linebacker.
Okay. All right. Great top three today, guys.
Nice.
Hey, if you have viewers, if you have any suggestions for our top three, please put it in the comments. We'd love to do a top three that you guys come up with. All right, fellas, anything else before we log off for the weekend?
Oh, got nothing.
All right. All right, fellas. Well, enjoy your weekend, and we will see you guys next week.
See you.